Hello, I'm Cal. Welcome to another video. This one I just want to go through some of the issues I've had with the Retroflag MegaPi case. Particularly I've had issues with one of the USB ports and the fan, because I wasn't 100% sure whether the actual fan was working or not. If it was very silent, which it wasn't when it first started. You could hear it slightly, but it looks as though the heat spreader that I've put on stops the fan from working. Whether it's too large, whether it just rests on top, I'm not 100% sure. But the fan does work if you sort of start it up. And that wasn't the noise it was making originally. It's making a little bit of noise, but wasn't making that sort of noise. But it doesn't take much to, and it's sort of like touching it, and you're resting on it, and it seems to stop the fan. So whether the heat spreader has caused a little bit of damage to this fan, I'm not 100% sure, but suspecting it has. So what I would do is, if you've got the same kit as me, try it without putting the heat spreader on the main chip, the big one here, and with the fan, and see how you get on. See whether it's loud or whether it irritates you or not. And then if it does, swap them over. Put the heat spreader on and take the fan out, or put the fan in without the heat spreader on the original Raspberry Pi. Wherever suits you best. Obviously you've got to try it with the fan first, without the heat spreader. I did seem to have a problem with this USB port, which I thought I'd rectified, but it seems as though it's going to be an ongoing problem with loose wires from this port here. What I'm going to do is take it all apart and see whether there's a problem port 2 on the Raspberry Pi, because that's another option as well. It might not be the case itself. I'll have to eliminate these as we get to them. So here we are then. I've taken it out of the Retroflag case completely now. As I say, I think the issue might be with these wires here, with this connection here. You can see that one wire seems a bit loose, so that's what I think it is. But before I start speaking to Amazon or Retroflag regarding a replacement, I just want to test the Raspberry Pi itself and make sure it's not an issue with any of these ports themselves, because it could be. So I'm just going to boot it up and then try all of these ports individually and play a little bit of gaming while I'm doing it. They all seem to be working fine. As I say, I think it's a problem with that connection there. This connection here, I think that's where the problem is, where these two USB leads connect into. Which, if you're paying for it, you want it to work properly, don't you? But the case itself, I'm probably unlucky with this one, but the case itself, top quality, and I'm not joking. So here it is, the little fan is working. There's a little noise from it, but that's okay. That is bearable, and you can feel that it's working. So let's sit back in the case. And there we go. Right, so it is vibrating, so just needs something to stabilise it, not downwards, either to the right or to the left. Right, problem solved. All I've done is rotated the fan this direction and it seems to be fine. Secure wires, fine. So you can probably hear it going a little bit, so it's not too bad really, is it? You're not going to be sitting right next to it, are you? Not going to be recording right next to it. But yeah, I can see how that gets a little bit irritating, but it's no worse than a big fan. I'm pretty sure when the Pi's installed, it still won't function because of the height of this one here. But at least the noise problems resolved slightly. So here we are then. Back on, but no fan spinning. Nothing at all. So I can only conclude that there's not enough room inside the case to have the fan plus the heat spreader as well. That's the only conclusion I can come to. So you either have the little noise of the fan and no heat spread, or the heat spread and no fan. You can't have both, it seems. So that's that. I'm just going to check these ports again. So if I change it to this port, it recognises the... Yep, no problem there. Oh, want to change this one back over. Doesn't recognise the port. This is a new one that I've ordered. When I turn it on, it's nice and quiet, and this is sitting the same way as the previous fan that I had, or the previous case that I had in fan, but there's no noise or anything. On the other case, when I had it in this way around, there was a problem with noise, so I had to remove it and then put it in this direction. And it seems to work fine in that direction as well. So I'm not sure what was wrong with the original fan that I had, or the original fan and case. The other issue I had was you could actually see there was an exposed wire on one of these USB ports. So hopefully when I put this together, everything should be working fine. So here we have it all connected with the actual fan spinning. I don't know whether you can capture that. That's why it's right next to it. It's not a massive noise really. I mean, when it's sitting down on the desk next to you, you're not even really going to notice it, to be honest. There does seem to be quite a little bit of air coming out. So it's nice and cool. Had it on for a few minutes. It does seem quite cool. So that's all up and running perfectly now with the replacement case. I decided to go with the heatsink and the no fan option. Also, I like to lift the lid on the micro SD slot. Why? Because it's an option. Both USB ports are working fine now on the new case. I will mention, if you're having niggling problems, elevate the two lots of connecting USB wires like this. It helped me. I think it helps pushing them towards the connection. Don't leave them flat, elevate them before you close the case up. I am really happy with the way that this console build has turned out. Links for the parts will be in the final video only, as I want to go through a few things first as well. What I want to do in the next video is probably changing the graphics and also backing up. And then in future ones I'm going to do adding consoles like the Master System, and then look connecting Bluetooth controllers and that sort of thing. So there's a few videos still to come in the series, so don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell for future videos. Hit a like on my Facebook page if you can, share and comment too. This console itself is limited to around 500 games before it starts lagging. So I would like your suggestions for the best Mega Drive or Genesis games. Also, as I'm adding the Master System too, please comment below for the best games for this system if you can. I hope you're enjoying this series. Special thanks to Louis from Blast 16, Old Style Gaming for the inspiration of games from his all 42 Mega Drive mini games in order of greatness. If you haven't watched this, link appearing now. Hopefully he will do another with the best games that should have been on this great games console. What do you think? Write on his page. I'd like to say a special thanks to Xyphoe and his community of friends that I joined a live stream of his yesterday, and I was astounded by the kindness and also the shout out he gave me. If you haven't seen his channel, here's a link to it now. If you're a lover of the Amstrad and want to relive the games, join his live stream. His community of friends make you feel welcome. I am Cal. Have a good morning, afternoon or good evening. Farewell till next time, and I will see you later.